Welcome to Tom Bigby Tales, where we try and explore the inner workings of the little town of Columbus, Mississippi, and the surrounding area of Lowndes County. In this season's episodes, we're exploring the inner workings of the CVB, the Columbus Convention and Visitors Bureau, that has a significant multi-million-dollar budget and is headed up by its director, Nancy Luke Carpenter. Let's talk a little bit about Nancy's background before we dig into today's episode on her political connections. Nancy Luke Carpenter moved to Columbus in about 1990 with her banker husband, Carol. She was appointed to be the director of the CVB in 2011. But in Nancy's earlier days, we know that she has been a mother, a student, and a devoted member of her sorority, Phi Mu, as well as she's always been a hobnobber with her political cronies. She's a bit of a fangirl. When her youngest son, who had been appointed to West Point Military Academy, had to leave the university after apparently some injuries, he left and went to Ole Miss. And after graduating, surprise, surprise, he went to work for Governor Haley Barbour on his staff for 5 years before taking a job in Washington, D.C., working for the Agricultural Retailers Association. It was Haley Barbour who supported and signed House Bill 1552 in the regular session of the 2011 Mississippi legislature that created the CVB and made Nancy interim director, which was soon converted to permanent director. Boy, it must be nice to have a bevy of governors in your friend circle. Nancy stepped into her job as director with a nice salary, a toothy budget, and a company credit card. More on the credit card shenanigans in another episode. Nancy, in her position with the CVB, engaged in procuring the firm Snapshot Publishing as their marketing and advertising agency. The budget apportioned for Snapshot and allegedly for marketing has gone up exponentially each year Carpenter has been the director. And currently, Snapshot is collecting about $110,000 in this budget year. The fiscal year ends in October 2023. Snapshot's owner, Leigh Reeves, is the wife of the scandal-ridden Todd Reeves. Now, Todd's the brother of good old Governor Tate Reeves, whom I lovingly call Tater Tot. Okay. Maybe not lovingly. Now, good old Bubba Todd is at the center of the Brett Favre scandal about the whole volleyball gym fundraising thing. Quite a few dollars are missing in that one and have allegedly been moved around, but that's another story for another day. Just know that there's scandal associated with Brett and Todd and other members of Reeves' close associates. Now, Leigh and Todd are diehard state fans like Nancy. Leigh is also Nancy's Phi Mu sorority sister. Okay, I can't help myself. I was not a member of Phi Mu, but everybody on Sorority Row has little ditties about the other sororities. And you can look ours up. It was rattle, rattle, here come the cattle, Phi Mu. Anyways, that's easy pickings, but let's move on. Snapshot has been a vendor not only to the CVB for over 10 years, but also for 9 state agencies. Let's let this soak in. In the Department of Health, she has been doing the marketing, or her company Snapshot has allegedly been doing the marketing since 2016 for the Department of Health, the Department of Marine Resources, the Department of Agriculture and Commerce, the Department of Archives and History, the Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks, the Department of Finance and Administration, the Department of Legislative Joint Operations, the Department of Transportation, and the Mississippi Development Authority, under which houses Visit Mississippi, to which Visit Columbus and the CVB, which are one and the same, belong to. What's really interesting is all of these agencies have a communications staff, and all have active and extensive public relation teams employed by each agency. There is question among locals in Jackson and around the state questioning and investigating the association of possibly Snapshot acting as a way to funnel money back to the Tate Reeves reelection campaign. Now, what's unusual about all these agencies hiring Snapshot is that every one of these departments would not need a marketing or an ad agency. They have their dedicated communication staff. So what is even more interesting to note is that until 2019, the Department of Archives and History's amounts spent with Snapshot were far less, and they averaged between $1,800 and $11,500. For example, in 2015, Snapshot was paid $1,500 by the Department of Archives and History. In 2016, the budget increased to $11,500. It was the same amount in 2017, and in 2018, it went down significantly and was $1,800. But then Nancy Carpenter, the director of the Columbus Convention Bureau and what we also call the CVB, which are one and the same, was appointed to the MDAH, Mississippi Department of Archives and History, Board of Trustees in the middle of 2018. The 2019 budget shows that Snapshot's amount for work significantly jumped in what they were paid. They went from an average of $2,000 in 2018 to $40,100 for 2019 alone. That's a huge jump in funding from 2020 to 2023. Snapshot has averaged a little over $25,000 per year just for the MDAH gig. They are raking in from all 9 agencies over $75,000 a year. This same company, Snapshot, who was allegedly did the 100K marketing and advertising for Visit Columbus, and did those shoddy, blurry brochures with the director's granddaughter on the front that has absolutely nothing to do with Columbus. So it raises the question, why is our money and why is the money from the other boards, one of which Nancy Carpenter also sits on, why are they going into the pockets of Leigh Reeves? Officials have been investigating Todd Reeves for essentially money laundering funds for his brother, the governor's friends, and for the reelection campaign. And by extension, his wife's company, Snapshot, is also being investigated. Why are we, the CVB, still doing business with a company so closely aligned with alleged corruption? It has been alleged that possibly this money was in the form of kickbacks to continue to get the monies they do get in the legislature approved by the governor. Why would we even do business with a company that might be aligned with that type of suspect behavior? Why does Mrs. Carpenter have such an obsession with the Reeves family that she gushes on social media about seeing the governor's wife at sporting events or attending soirees where the governor and his wife or her vendors have been? Why is it accepted and not questioned that Nancy Carpenter is at MSU sporting events in the same box in the VIP section owned by the vendor in question's family, the Reeves? Why does she continue to invest CVB money with a very expensive, underperforming vendor with significant, questionable political connections? Where is our money actually going? Is it going to marketing or somewhere else? Where are all the contracts and work orders that describe the expectations and deliverables from Snapshot Publishing to the CVB? Why is the CVB investing year after year tens of thousands of dollars with nothing to show for their efforts in the way of growth in tourism in Columbus? Instead, we have watched the numbers continually decline to just a trickle, even before COVID. Why does the CVB continue renewing the contract of the current director, who arrogantly ignores her board's directives and continues to enter into large financial contracts with vendors like MSU to the tune of $86,000 and $110,000 to Snapshot this fiscal year alone? What will it take to remove this ethically and financially irresponsible director from the CVB? The board has to take action and not renew her contract and have an independent forensic accountant to investigate every transaction she's made all the way back to 2011. Where is all this money going? Who is really getting the marketing dollars that are sent to Snapshot? What benefit does the director of the CVB get from all those expenditures? We, the taxpayers and citizens of Columbus, Mississippi, deserve answers.